Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about the midpoint and trapezoidal sums. So the midpoint Riemann sum with n subintervals or rectangles is given by, and so we have that this is f of x sub 1/2 delta x plus f of x sub 3/2 delta x plus f of x sub 5/2 delta x plus dot 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 all the way to x sub n minus 1/2 delta x. So basically, the midpoint Riemann sums, it really is just the same as the left and right hand Riemann sums. It's just you have to figure out at what point is the midpoint of each subinterval that I need to be plugging into the function. So if I draw out, like I did for you guys earlier, if I have that this is my x0, x1, x2, x3, and then dot 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 all the way to xn, what I want to be looking at, considering this first subinterval, going from x of 0 to x of 1, what is the midpoint? Well, the midpoint between 0 and 1 is 1/2, so that's where we get the x sub 1/2. Then going to the next interval, what's the midpoint between x sub 1 and x sub 2? 3/2 or 1.5, and so on and so forth. Okay, so just like before, this represents the base, and this represents the height. Okay, now what's a little different is the trapezoidal sums. Okay, but it's not really that different. All we're doing is just like we were adding up the areas of the rectangles, right, for the left-hand sum, the right-hand sum, and the midpoint sum, or the left Riemann sum, right Riemann sum, or midpoint Riemann sum. Now, it's the trapezoidal sum. We're just adding up all the areas of the trapezoids. Okay, so here's my important note to you to just truly understand where they're getting these formulas from. I'm saying that the area of the trapezoid is given by this equation from geometry. So the area is the sum of the bases divided by 2 times the height. And so from your last homework, you'll probably see that the bases of the trapezoid were given by the function values, or the y values, and the height of each trapezoid was actually given by the change in x, or the x values. So looking at that last homework, hopefully you can see this connection, that this delta x is actually for the trapezoidal sum, that's the height of each trapezoid. And then here, my function values, these are the bases. So bases of trapezoid. Okay, and now I'm just adding up all the areas of the trapezoids. And that gives us our sum, our trapezoidal sum. All right, so now let's just do an actual example. So looking at this table, I'm saying if n is 3, what is delta x for each subinterval, and then find the midpoint Riemann